Today we talk Tranexamic Acid, which is a new kid on the block. If redness, rosacea, hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory pigmentation, acne tendency, if any of these concerns you, you should stay tuned.
Oh!
Hi skincare people, Custodio here, DH Traveler in the channel every Friday asking the question, what is that skin wanted before marketing got in the way. And today it's really not about marketing because the ingredient we are sharing thoughts about, it's an import from pharmaceutical and medical fields because tranexamic acid has been used in medicine for decades to slow hemorrhagic situations in terms of post-delivery of babies, surgeries, cycles, monthly cycles for women which deal with too much loss of blood. That's how tranexamic acid has been understood and has for a long time been used to make sure that blood loss isn't that much of a problem in those critical situations. So that's a quantum leap from such an ingredient to then land on skincare. It just recently arrived. It's not more than maybe 1 year that we start having tranexamic acid on the radar. So today the idea is, what are the benefits? Are there any risks? And even more important, how is it integrated in skincare? What are the promises? Should you benefit from introducing tranexamic acid, or simply are you curious because you read something about it? If you are friends with the channel, if you are following me either here or in Instagram, you know that I'm like a broken record, which is a token for being half a century old. You know, old people have a hard time to reinvent themselves, so they just repeat things over and over, and I'm like that already. So inflammatory, anti-inflammatory, silent inflammation. I'm always talking about these things because I'm personally fully convinced that most of our aging phenomenon, relations, problems, dramas are related somehow with the chain of inflammation. We have this silent fire burning underneath in our stressful lives. And tranexamic acid, it's one of the new ingredients which exactly comes to this puzzle and has very specific anti-inflammatory benefits. That's why from the beginning I tell you it's an ingredient I got very curious about. I'm already formulating with it in Swissline. I will in the end just mention a few products. I got to know it through Japanese brands and Japanese technologies. That's the part of the globe where tranexamic acid, not only in medicine but in skincare, has been used in whitening, has been used in anything which is related to brightening pigmentation spots. And the reason why is that this anti-inflammatory action that tranexamic acid delivers, it's very selective and it's very targeted. And that's what makes it an interesting ingredient, because some of these problems related to redness or post-inflammatory pigmentation, they are related to a cascade of different pathways. So these problems are complex. Their origins are complex, and therefore their solutions need to be complex. So when you think that vitamin C alone, or kojic acid alone, or alpha-arbutin alone will solve pigmentation problems, or if you think rosacea, you think that azelaic acid alone, salicylic acid alone will solve the problems of redness, we really have to be faithful, because at the same time we are believing that there is one cause to that problem we have, and often we have accumulation of different causes. So it seems that tranexamic acid is able to intercept exactly some of those areas. Let's think post-inflammatory pigmentation. One of the problems of pigmentation is always the idea of tyrosine, the idea of the enzyme tyrosinase, which can activate, deactivate how darker our melanin becomes. So most ingredients, alpha-arbutin, kojic acid, a lot of them even in the old times hydroquinone, which today in Europe is not used, in the US is still used, all of them are intercepting the tyrosinase action. So that's one pathway. But what it seems fantastic about tranexamic acid is that it not only contributes to that, but it's also having a specific effect to slow down the transport, the carry of the melanosomes, so the particles which transfer melanin to the keratinocytes. Look at this little picture. It looks like what? It looks like an alien, it looks like an octopus. So I would say that the octopus stands. So the melanocyte, which is exactly this element we circle here, looks like an octopus. And it has dendrites, these arms, which are transferring, because these arms can enter the keratinocyte. So think baby cell keratinocyte, melanocyte is the machine, the factory producing melanin, so the ink, and you need to transfer the ink through those arms of the octopus. Why do I like the octopus? Because when an octopus gets scared, UV scares the octopus, it releases ink. That's exactly what octopus do in nature. When they are scared, they produce ink to hide away. That's what your melanocytes are doing when the UV scares them. Tranexamic acid, it's helping to intercept those transfers, because those transfers also carry a certain inflammatory action when it's out of control, when you are transferring more than you should. There is a stress factor, which is inflammation, and that's where tranexamic acid is still not well understood how it works, but it works. Also selectively in terms of rupture of microcirculation, so the endothelium, the vascular, the blood vessels elements which strengthen the barriers of the vessels also respond to a healing anti-inflammatory action of tranexamic acid. So it seems exciting. I believe that tranexamic acid very soon will be integrated in a lot more of products. The first ones are just coming lately. And good news on top of all this, because it sounds too good to be true, there are not known counter indications for tranexamic acid. Sensitive skins tolerate it very well. Just because it's called an acid, it doesn't mean it's an AHA. It doesn't do anything related to exfoliation. We are talking about an anti-inflammatory type of acid, and so far it's not understood that it has any type of side effects. And from formulation point of view, it works beautifully with all other ingredients. So no matter what you are doing, your retinol, your glycolic acid, whatever you are on, whatever poison you picked, whatever drugs you are on, whatever makes you beautiful, tranexamic acid can be added to that. So where can you find it? I mean, I have to be fair, just as an anecdote, I'm not endorsing, I'm not advising. I just got to know tranexamic acid a few years ago because Chanel has done this Leblanc line, which now it's more spread out internationally. I already said it in the channel when I was very young, my 20s. I worked for Chanel for 9 years. There is always a soft spot, but I must say it is not the skincare today that I really endorse and advise. But it's fair to them to say that they were the first Western brand to bring tranexamic acid to the formulation of skincare, and actually they were classified quasi-drug in Japan, which is a special category of proven efficiency, and they were the first with this line, Western brand, to register quasi-drug in Japan. So fair enough, I'm not saying that you should go Leblanc, because probably for what you get it's also complication with other ingredients, but if you like it, this is, be fair. I tried it, I quite liked it, but I don't think it's the best way to go, because I believe more in another type of formulation other than what Chanel is doing today. Much more interesting if you want to connect acids together with tranexamic acid, a more recent acidic toner. I also in the channel have mentioned acids several times. So this is Murad's from Resurgent, the Replenish Multi-Active Peel. It's a biphase, and one of the phases has quite a lot of tranexamic acid together with glycolic acid. As I say, they marry very beautifully. But as a more simple formulation where tranexamic acid, it's in much higher concentrations and it can be synergized with other products, I would mention SkinCeuticals Pigment Defense. I don't have it here, but I've tried it. It's one of the first products as well. And surprise, surprise, the Peace Booster from my beloved Age Intelligence, my Swissline line. This is the latest addition to the collection that we did early this year. And this is 2% tranexamic acid, which is a retail allowed high concentration with 5% niacinamide, Peace Booster, so everything making peace with your skin. The idea to deliver not only anti-inflammatory, anti-redness, correct post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, together with the niacinamide, more barrier, building, defense, brightening, rounded, all in one. On a lower budget, you can always go the dark blue line from Adalabo. I mentioned Adalabo while here talking about hyaluronic acid. They are one of the gold standards for hyaluronic acid. If you are on a lower budget and you want, not only if you are on a lower budget, because it's a fantastic product, but also if you are on a lower budget, Adalabo, the dark blue line, it has all been reformulated last year, adding to the already existing formula Tranexamic Acid. So all those dark blue products made in Japan, the ones you order online, I know that there are products sold in the UK at Boots chain. I don't know if those are exactly the same formulas, if they are manufactured just for European standards. The brand is the same, but I'm talking about the dark blue line that you buy online in many Japanese skincare specialty stores. So I hope this was useful. As always, we meet each other here on Fridays. Please leave below comments, whatever. Did you try Tranexamic Acid? Do you like my t-shirt? Are you in good mood? Whatever you want to talk about. Can also follow me on Instagram, the same name, DH Traveler. See you here always, see you there, and both sides say no to boring skincare. Ciao! So now you know, I would love you to follow me and to click like and all those things, both here and on Instagram.